Well, hello there, and this is Auntie, and I am here to do my review on 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After, Season 4, Episode 11, Kicked to the Curb. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for joining the family, and to all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with me for the long haul. Thank you all so much for your continued support. Y'all, let me tell you something. There is a lot of stuff that is going on Instagram. And your auntie is that far away from reporting it. So I'm going to be mixing a little bit of what is going on currently on Instagram in with this review when we talk about some of these crazy mofos, okay? And I noticed that TLC now is releasing the other episode almost damn near the same night that they are releasing the new one. What I would like to do is to review those next time. I don't want to get caught up into doing things when they want me to do them, okay? So we're going to talk about each of these couples and be done with it. If I had to rate this episode, I probably would rate it a C, simply because it was too much of the couple that I never mentioned anymore. So without further ado, y'all, let's get into this review. The first couple that I want to talk about is Elizabeth and Andrei. We see Elizabeth basically in labor with her baby. I believe she named the baby Evelyn or something like that. Thank you so much for the super chat. I don't have my glasses on, neither do I have them around. So Mary and Josie, if you could really say a special thank you to the individual who super chatted me on that. I think they had a comment on it. Hey, Auntie, evening cousins. That is Hey, Natalie Crawford. Girl, do we have some things to talk about. You have absolutely been exonerated. You have been acquitted. You have been proven to be right about everything, Natalie. Congratulations, girl. Now, you know I'm going to come back out and talk about the things that's going on Instagram. So, you know what we're going to do, Natalie? We're going to open up the phone lines for everybody, because I really would like you to be able to say exactly what it is that you want to say, given the current circumstances and situations that are going on Instagram. So anyway, let me stay focused. But thank you, Natalie. So good for you to be here. Tell the husband and those kids of yours that I said hello. So anyway, Elizabeth's mother goes over to the sister's house and tells them that Elizabeth is in labor, and that she and Andrei have made a decision that they don't want her to, be in the labor room. Elizabeth is going all natural having this baby. She is under the impression that you have to have a baby within 12 hours or 24 hours after your water break. Bitch, I wish you had told me that when I was having my okay, because I was in labor 2 days and 2 nights, okay? And when she thinks that, you're going to have some kind of infection. I don't know where she got that old folk stuff from, but I was absolutely fine, and so was my child. But anyway, after going and enduring through labor and it really being hard, eventually she calls her mom, and her mom comes and she helps her and Andrei through the delivery. I thought that Andrei gave us an opportunity. Thank you so much for the super chat. Who was that? Thank you, Donna Knight, for the $2 super chat. So anyway, I thought it gave us an opportunity to see Andrei in a more comfortable position. He was extremely happy that his baby girl was here. He was so happy that he allowed the sisters to hold the baby at the hospital. Of course, him being the man that he is, a male chauvinist, that he is, he gets the wrong car seat for the baby. And so when they're leaving the hospital, the car seat doesn't fit and all that kind of stuff. And so, basically now here we are driving a baby home in unsafe conditions. Elizabeth is arguing about it, and Andrei in his way is like, you know what, it is what it is. But see, it wasn't what it was when his ass was trying to go, and find his father and spending $600 on a last minute ticket from Florida to New York. Thank you so much for the let me see, baby. For the $5 cash app. Thank you. What is that? Shay, thank you so much. I'm sorry, I do not have my glasses on. I should have brought my glasses with me. But again, moderators, please make sure that you really thank her for that super chat. So anyway, they are, going home, and Andrei's dad gets the opportunity to see the baby, and I think that is great. Of course, we all know that he's here from Moldova for about 30 days. And so, he came at the right time because he was able to hold his granddaughter in his arms. And so, you know what? That was good. It was a filler episode, whatever. Now, it looks like it's about 400 people out here, and it looks like it's only about 54 thumbs up. If y'all don't hit them damn thumbs up button when y'all come up into this room, I'm going to start hunting y'all down. Okay, but anyway, let's move on to the next ridiculous couple on this thing that we call 90 Day Fiance. Ashley and Jay. Y'all, what can I say? Can I say duress? Can I say forced? Can we say signed the divorce papers under duress and it was filmed that it was under duress? Can we say, can we say bribery? Can we say, what can we say? Can we say extortion? Can we say that? No, I'm not saying that. I'm asking a question. Can we say that? Thank you so much, Boo, for the $1.99 super chat. Can we say that? Okay, here's the thing. We look at this episode and we see Ashley as she's a mess. She's downstairs and she's changing the locks to the door. The locks to the door that she ended up giving Jay another key to walk his ass back and forth in there. Okay? So, her girlfriend comes over there, Destiny. Okay? She comes over and she's like, Ashley went through a lot last night. I'm coming over here to see if Ashley is okay. Ashley's like, I don't know what I'm doing. She's like, let me help you. And they change in the doorknob. So she talks about how she's going to see a divorce lawyer because she wants to end this relationship with Jay. Now, she goes over to the divorce lawyer. And the divorce lawyer tells her that, you have two decisions. You can do a no-fault divorce or a fault divorce. She said, look, I don't have a whole lot of money. My house is busted. It looks like something out of a 1960 Shaft movie. I'm busted and disgusted. I look like I got an Adam's apple. My hair is beast blonde. I can't get a decent ponytail in my hair because my weave is so damn jacked up in the back. So you know what? Give me the quickest and the cheapest damn divorce that you can give me. So meantime, and in between time, we see Jay. Jay is remorseful about everything that has happened. He wished that he had never had sex with the girl in the bathroom, okay? Now, allegedly on Instagram today, we discovered from Jay's sister Rain. Okay, Rain has been making it rain on Instagram. Starting from last night all the way until midday today, Rain has been dropping the tea on this couple. Now, whether or not it's true or not, it's just salacious and it sounds good. Okay, I've been sipping with my pinky up all day long. The only thing that I have not seen Rain do is drop the story about the lupus. Okay? So now Rain said that the scene that we saw at the barbershop, okay? Now, barbershop dudes, if y'all looking at this, holler at your auntie. You can hit me up in my DMs, or you can hit me up at aunties2cent@gmail.com. Okay, Mary, put that in the chat for them. Hit me up, okay? Because according to Rain, this scene was set up. It was set up for this girl to come into the barbershop and to offer him fellatio. And then he went in there, and instead of getting that, he got a smorgasbord full of stuff. Now, this young lady called Ashley, while we looked at it on air, and said we did everything imaginable under the sun in the bathroom. Now, I don't know how how they did all of that in a 4x4, because there's a whole lot of things you can do under the sun. But according to Rain, they were each paid $500 to set Jay up to have sex with this girl in the bathroom. Now, I don't know, if I believe all of that. But what I do believe is that something funky went down with it, because the cameras were already there. They were already set up in shop. Now, bro code was broken because dude felt like, my barbershop, my family hustle, okay, over this mofo on this television. But I can't believe that a man who runs a respectable barbershop, okay, in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, will put it all on the line for $500. So, Rain, you're going to have to up that ante on that. There's no way in the world you're going to tell me that these two brothers put it all on the line for $500. But according to Rain, this was all a setup, okay, allegedly. This was a setup. Thank you so much, Boo, for the super chat. This was a setup. Mary, there was somebody that sent the Cash App. If you can type my Cash App name in there, I would appreciate it. That is $AUNTEA advice. Okay? And I know a couple of people have asked me about it, and I saw the Cash App that came up there, and I forgot. Y'all be forgetting to type that stuff in my description box. You know what I'm saying? I'm so sorry. But thank you all so much for the super chats tonight. Okay? Y'all been good to your auntie. So anyway, let's get back to the story. So Jay is remorseful. He's saying that, he should have kept it in his pants. He should have did, a better job of, making sure that, he... Okay, wait a minute, Mary. Did you spell that right? No, it's AUNTEA. Like T. Not tie. So it's AUNTEA advice. Okay. Anyway. All right. Back to the set. So now Ashley is, she said she's not going to be with him anymore. She's going to go ahead and divorce him. So now she calls Jay over to the house, okay? Now, this is the same man that she called the police on in an earlier episode. And now, all of a sudden, because she wants something for him, something from him, she's going to call him over to the house. So Jay goes over to the house like the dummy that he is, because after all, Jay is only 20 years old, and he's really showing his age. So he goes over to the house. He runs up the stairs and goes into the children's room to pull something out of the room. Now, I don't know what the hell that was, but this is what he did. So, Ashley is running around. The producers and everybody are running around. And so she's like, okay, I need to talk to you. So after that, they come back and, Jay comes downstairs and she throws divorce papers on the table with an ink pen like he's a dog. She wants him to fetch the papers off of the table. And then, she's like, sign it. So Jay gets up and walks over there, and he goes and sit on the bar stool. Why the hell that bar stool was sitting in the middle of her living room, I could not understand it. It didn't match anything in her 1966 decor, okay? All right? Did y'all see okay, now here I am. Did y'all see her appliances? Y'all please tell me y'all saw those cabinets. Ashley, you are perpetrating a straight fraud. Your house is raggedy than a mofo. You need to stop that stuff. Instead of you running around and trying to be a celebrity and hanging with the cast of what's the little beach in Jersey Shore, your ass need to be getting it decorated in your house, okay? Because this is looking a hot mess. Now, your ex-boyfriend allegedly hit me up in my DMs and told me how you even came about getting the house. The least that you could do, since you didn't pay for it the way that a normal person does, the least you could do is fix that mofo up. Okay? I'm just saying. Allegedly. So anyway, Jay goes and sits on the stool in the corner, and he reads and he sees that it's divorce papers. Now, I don't know. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. So he's sitting over there and he's reading it. He finds out his divorce papers. He takes his divorce paper, throws it back on the table with the ink pen, and walks out the door. The producers are running behind him and saying, Jay, where you gonna go? Jay, where you gonna go? Jay's like, at this point, all of y'all are getting on my nerve. Ashley is talking to him and treating him as if he is an animal. And this really shows where this woman's heart is concerning this man. And so, Jay's walking down the street. He's like, it's getting on my nerve. I don't want a divorce from her, because if I get a divorce from her, then I'm going to be deported back to Jamaica. And I don't want to go back to Jamaica. The best thing for me to do is for me to go to Florida and stay with my brother in Florida. Now, Ashley is like, if Jay gets deported back to Jamaica, which of course we all know that that's what she wants to do, then she said that he has to wait 10 years before he will be allowed another visa to come into the country. That is disgusting, because this woman has used this daggone visa and green card situation, his adjustment of status, against him, okay? His sister Rain is pissed off about it, because she's like, I can't believe that even though Jay was wrong and he was disgusted, cheating and all of that kind of stuff, he should not have to pay in this way for the crime that he committed personally against her. Now, I know that everybody has various, anyway, I gotta stay focused, because if not, I'm gonna be on here cussing like I ain't never cursed before in my life. For real, for real. So anyway, so we got Jay, walking back and forth. It had turned into, dusk done turned into dawn, and dawn done turned into dusk. And this mofo don't know what he's going to do. And Ashley is sitting there talking about she's stressed out. She doesn't know what to do with her life. And, she's really mortified, and she's so sad, and she's broken. But this is what she's got to do. So she tells Jay, if you sign the divorce papers, okay, I will give you money for food and buy you a plane ticket and send you down to your brother. That is the only way that I will help you. Now, Jay, to me, that appears to be signing a document under duress, because you're being threatened, or something is being held over your head that is really punishment if you don't sign it. So I'm saying, Jay, right now you're sitting in jail. Okay? Now this is for the little prostitute whore or the little fatherlicious little stripper that started the GoFundMe for him the other day. Listen up, boo. Okay? Auntie's talking to you. Now, you sitting out there doing a GoFundMe for this mofo for $5,000 to get him an attorney. What you need to do is transcribe what the hell I'm saying on here, okay? This woman has already put her paws on him on national television. Now, from my understanding, if a mofo can prove that they have come over to this country and they've gone through domestic violence, that or they have been, assaulted in any kind of way, that they can still stay in the country. Have you told Jay to say that that's what happened to him? Instead of saying that this mofo is seeking asylum because he feels like he's going to go back to Jamaica and then they're going to kill him, or they may do something to him when he goes back to Jamaica, that doesn't make sense. That's not working. Second of all, Jay needs to say, I signed a divorce document under duress, okay? It's on national television. What? It was shown on national television that I signed a divorce decree, a divorce. Listen up, little hoe. Make sure you give him those two things. when you go and visit him. Since y'all out here talk about on Instagram, I got a status of Jay, and Jay is this and Jay is that. Let me tell you something. Jay should have kept it in his pants. That mofo know that the only reason why he was over here was because he was marrying someone. Isn't that what the K1 visa is for? This bitch got 90 days to be over here. On the 93rd day, he decides that he's going to go on Twitter and swipe left and swipe right and get caught in a bathroom with somebody, allegedly paying somebody $500 to set him up. Come on. So we see Ashley take him to the airport. Okay, she drops him off at the airport because, you know, she just can't do it. Jay comes back in the house and he signs the document because he doesn't have any money. He's an immigrant. He is now out of status because now he's divorced. So his K1 visa doesn't even work for him anymore. I want Rain to really make it rain. Here's my message to Rain. Rain, while I appreciate everything that you have dropped out there on Instagram, what I need you to do is drop the T on the lupus. I need you, now hold on, because she did drop a cube of sugar, okay, into an empty teacup. But what we need is for you to take the tea bag, put that in there, and start pouring the hot water. We'll sip whatever you put in there, but we can't be sucking on that daggone cube, that sugar cube. Now, what Rain did drop on Instagram today, okay, she dropped this on Instagram, is that allegedly the GoFundMe, according to Rain, the GoFundMe was for Ashley to get a tummy tuck. She talks about how her stomach, have we noticed that her stomach is flatter and her waistline is shrunken? Really, that's OT. And so that's why I said, Rain, really what that is a sugar cube, boo. We need a tea bag in the hot water so we can get to sipping. We don't even care if you take and make sun tea out of it. We'll sit it up in the window and let it percolate for a little while, okay? We don't mind. But we need you to drop some real tea out there on Instagram. Now, if you don't want to do that, what you can do is you can holler at your girl when I do my call-in show. You can call in, all right? I'll make sure I send you the phone number in your DM so you be ready with your transcript, okay, of all the things you can release and you can't release. Because what we don't want is just a little bit of drop here and a little bit of drop there of sugar. We need the whole pot, boo, all right? Because your auntie will take care of it. Now, if you just put it on my doorstep, if you put it on my table, I'll take care of it for you, right? But you did an all right job. We just need you to ump the ante a little bit more, okay? So basically, Jay is gone back to Florida with his brother because Ashley has agreed that this man who she says is in the country illegally, okay, because isn't that what she's been saying week after week, that Jay is here illegally? She said, okay, I'm going to let him continue to be here illegally, but I'm going to let this fugitive, this illegal immigrant go down to Florida to be with his brother. Ain't that a mother for you? Now, I know a lot of people, you know what? We're going to save that for another time. At the end of the day, he's gone. The next couple I want to talk about is Colt and Larissa. Y'all, was that a hot mess? This is the day after Larissa's case got dismissed. Larissa's laying up in the house and won't say anything to Colty and won't say anything to Debbie. She decided that she wanted to be ornery and hateful and not tell them the judge's decision. So the next day, Colty goes to work and Larissa needs a ride somewhere. And guess who takes Larissa on the ride? Yup, Mama Debbie. The same person that she wouldn't talk to when she was opening up the door. So Mommy Debbie is riding in the car with her famous pink sweater on. Larissa's in the car. And then she asks Debbie, why are you being passive aggressive by slamming the car door? So Mama Debbie was like, I ain't slammed no car door. So Larissa was like, yes, you was. You passive aggressive. You passive aggressive. Why you so passive aggressive with me? So Mama Debbie is like, I'm not passive aggressive. Look, Larissa, I'm telling you, don't talk to me. I don't feel like talking to you about this stuff. So Larissa's like, okay, have it your way, Mommy Debbie. Okay, have it your way, Debbie. Have it your way, but you passive aggressive. Okay, so Mama Debbie, she's still driving and everything, and here come Larissa again. Mama Debbie, why are you so passive aggressive with me? Mama Debbie was like, look, I told you not to talk to me. Larissa is going on and on, just poking the bear. Mama Debbie got to the point where she couldn't take it anymore. She said, you know what, Larissa, shut the fuck up. And Larissa is shocked. There you go and being passive aggressive. No, Mama Debbie wasn't passive aggressive. She was aggressive. She finally let herself be herself. This woman has been antagonizing Mommy Debbie. She done cut the curtains in the woman's house. She done took all her pots and pans and her snowmen and put that stuff in the garage in boxes, didn't ask her permission to do it. And Mommy Debbie is at her wit's end with her. She doesn't want to hear from her anymore. Next thing we see is Mommy Debbie pulling over to a parking lot at a shopping center and said, bitch, get up out of my car. Mommy Debbie put her out. Get out of my car. Larissa sits in the car and says, I'm sorry that I'm not Angelina Jolie. I don't wake up in the morning and feel beautiful every day. Mama Debbie was like, what the hell does that have to do with anything? Get out of my car. Mama Debbie takes that seatbelt off, puts that daggone car in park, hops up out that phone and got the car to all kinds of bitch. She a nasty bitch. She a dirty bitch, I guess. I said, you better go, Mama Debbie. Mama Debbie called her every bitch. It was just rolling off her tongue. Y'all need to get that bitch out my car. I'm telling you, I don't have the patience for that bitch today. I'm an impatient mofo today, and I'll get her out of my car. Larissa is sitting in the car thinking Mama Debbie playing. Mama Debbie said, get out of my car. So the producers and the cameraman was like, come on, Mama Debbie, pull it together. She said, no, I'm not pulling it together. Get that dirty bitch out my car. I'm sick of that. So the camera people said, you know what? We can't get Mommy Debbie to come in no more. She said, I'm sick of her. I ain't dealing with her. She an ungrateful bitch. She a dirty bitch. Get her out my car. So they said, you know what? Mommy Debbie ain't playing. We've never heard her curse like this before. Y'all, in the history of the show, we have never heard Mama Debbie use so many curse words okay? Some of y'all know I don't say on my channel. Mama Debbie went off. They said, Larissa, get out the car. You need to go ahead on and get into the production van because she's not playing with you. So Larissa told me she put me out on the street and now she's going to make my life hell. Mommy Debbie always have it her way. She's going to call Colt and she's going to be screaming and hollering. If it wasn't for the camera people, I would be stuck in the middle of the street. I would be stuck in the middle of nowhere. Mommy Debbie, that was her intention. She said, I'm not taking you anywhere. Here's the thing. Here we go. This is week what? Episode 11. Where's Carmen? Y'all know I'm going to ask y'all every week, where the hell is Carmen? Now, y'all know I interviewed Carmen last season, and she was talking bull about how she was, involved in all this stuff. We ain't seen Carmen yet. Where is Carmen in all of this? Well, Larissa needs to go back and forth to the store. Why didn't she ask Carmen to take her raggedy ass? Okay, so anyway, Larissa is like, I got to get prepared for tonight because I know it's going to go down. So Mama Debbie said, you know what, I'm out of here. So the next thing you know, we see Colty come home from work. Larissa ready for him. Colty like, all right, let me come on in here because I don't know what drama's going on tonight. Colty coming in the house. Larissa like, Colty, stop being a pussy. You need to get your mother together. You need to go up there and cuss that bitch out. Colty said, Wait a minute, Larissa, I just got home. I don't care, Colty. Are you effing your mother? Are you having sex with your mother, Colty? So Colty was like, that's disgusting. She was like, that's what you're doing because you always take your mother's side. Your mother talked about me and your mother put me out of the car. So Colty was like, my mother got infinite patience. For my mother to put you off the car, Larissa, something happened. Why can't you always take my side, Colty? Colty said, do you ever take my side? She said, you fat pig. You fat piggy. You the fat piggy that went to the moon. You the fat piggy that won't, okay. You the fat piggy that won't get rid of the slot machine. You the fat piggy that always takes your mother's side. You the fat piggy that ain't not getting your sex tonight. You the fat piggy. They got your mama taking me to the grocery store. You's a fat, dirty piggy. So Colty was like, whoa, Larissa, why can't you just talk to me and not yell at me like that? You know, so she insulted him. So she goes upstairs because Colty basically told her she had to do something to instigate and agitate his mother. So the next thing you know, she running up the step. Colty goes into the cabinet, pull out a half a gallon of Jack Daniels and take that joint straight to the head. I said, is he ever gonna stop drinking that Jack Daniels? He took that bottle, y'all, and did like this. And put the empty bottle back in the cabinet. Colty, there's no more Jack or Daniels in that bottle. He took and drank the rest of the alcohol that was in there. That is how stressed out Colty was with this woman. Larissa comes back downstairs and continues to accuse Colty of having sex with his mother, of them being together, and then she calls him a fat piggy. He says, I'm tired of you. She said, I'm tired of you too, you fat piggy. Larissa. Larissa is a nasty Brazilian woman. I'm talking about like you do not treat anybody that way. We have been looking at Larissa on Instagram with all the smiles, but I'm telling you all, Larissa has talked several times about battling with depression. And I'm going to tell you, her attitude, her like she's up and down. One second she's nice, the next second you a fat piggy. I really did feel sorry for Colty because he had to keep it together on national television. There's no way in the world that I would not have hopped over the table, whether I'm a fat piggy that went to the market or not. I would have jumped over that table on Larissa. Now, that wouldn't have been right because it would have been domestic violence, and we don't condone that here on this channel. But y'all, I'm telling you, this woman degraded that man on television like that. And when Colty said something about divorcing her, all of a sudden it was a threat. She has called him every word that she can. She's left up out of the house. She all on the curb. She acting a complete and total fool in this man's house. She runs into the kitchen and says, I'm sick of this house being dirty. I came here from Brazil to take care of you. When I came here, your house was nasty. It was a pigsty. And I cleaned up behind your fat ass, okay? And then she goes into the kitchen and started pulling her stuff and was like, I'm tired of this kitchen being dirty. She takes all her oven mitts and her little rag that was hanging on the stove. It shouldn't be hanging on the stove anyway. And she takes that and then she puts that in the living room on the sofa. Okay, so if it's dirty, why would you transport it? Okay, but anyway, see, that's just little stuff that I'm saying. And so basically, she's emasculated him on television. And Colty, it's like, Larissa, I don't know what happened. I'm just walking through the door. I don't know what happened. But guess what? We all know that Debbie picks him up from work. We all know that Debbie has already told Colty what has happened. We know that the producers have told him that your mother put the girl out in the middle of the desert. So we all know that Colty knows what has happened. But Colty wants to, Colty is the one that's passive aggressive. He's the one that while you on a 10, you on 10, he on 1. Why are you arguing with me, Larissa? Larissa, you need to calm down. Larissa, I didn't say that. Larissa, can you calm down? Larissa, I'm your husband. Now that would irritate that would irritate me too. But you know what? Larissa said, I got a plan B, boo. My plan B is Carmen. I'm going to find me another man, and damn it, I'm going to use him, and I'm going to smile up in his face as much as I can. On Instagram on Sunday, Larissa put an article, put a thing up, a post on Instagram indicating that although you see the smiles and the pictures looking like, she's having a great time, behind that is depression. And she even talked about, needing time, I guess, away from social media and all of that. But then shortly thereafter, we saw pictures and videos of her and Anfisa together. So I'm like, Larissa, you know what? Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. Y'all, let me tell you. Colty in the next episode threatens to divorce Larissa. He tells her he's tired, he's done, and he wants to divorce her. Larissa has taken that as a threat. Now, one of the things that I mentioned about Ashley and Jay and the K-1 visa process is that the K-1 visa process is not a balanced process. Because when the immigrant comes over here and they marry the person, if they do not abide by their personal rules or whatever their agenda is, that power and that control of that K-1 visa and K-1 visa as far as it relates to filing for the adjustment of status makes the scales unbalanced. And that immigrant now is at the mercy of that individual American who has sponsored and brought them over here. It looks like Larissa may beat it, but Jay wasn't able to beat the same thing. And so that's what I mean when I say, that the Jay and Ashley thing, even though it looks like it, to me, I don't see it as, But anyway, let's go on to Chantel and Pedro. Chantel and Pedro are having the time of their life. He decided that he is going to take a couple of days and spend it with his wife, as he really should. And so, they go to where they first met each other, where they first had sex, and Pedro is excited about it. They went past the building. He said, you remember that was the first time we, okay. So, of course, they had to fuzz that out. But Pedro is excited. Chantel is excited. She's a little apprehensive because she still has the thoughts of what Obed said to her in the back of her mind. But she really wants to enjoy her husband. They want to keep their relationship hot and spicy. They want to stay together with one another. And so basically Chantel and Pedro are on the beach together, and they talk and they make a decision that as it relates to their family, they're going to stick together and they're not going to allow their families to get involved. They both recognize or acknowledge what they did wrong as it relates to their families. And so they're like, okay, we done banged this whole weekend, and so, we feeling really good about it. But Pedro's like, we're going to have one more meeting with my mother and my sister. So we see Pedro basically go back to go to a restaurant. Mama Lydia is sitting there with Nicole. Okay? They're sitting there together and they're waiting on them to come. They are some plotting women, all right? So Pedro comes up, he has his sunshade. Chantel is looking really nice, boobs all out and everything. She looking all sun-kissed, and so is he. And they go to sit down at the table, and I know y'all saw Pedro take that Glock out his pocket. Pedro came up in there with some sunshades and a cell phone. Then he goes into his pocket and pulls a Glock out and sits the Glock on the table. Now, I know that y'all saw that Glock. For those of us that go to the gun range and, deal with the firearms, that was a Glock, okay? Now I'm like, why is he walking around the Dominican Republic with a Glock in the back of his pocket, and he can casually take that mofo and sit it on the table like nothing? I was like, damn, it's like that over there. Okay. Anyway, so he's like, look, Mom, we need to have this conversation. I spent the whole weekend with my wife, and we have decided that we're going to work on our relationship. And so now I need to have this conversation with you all about this. And so, the mother's like, okay, then you go ahead. But there's a couple of things that I want to say about Chantel that annoy me. And so Pedro was like, all right, Mommy, go ahead, make it rain. What are you going to say? And so the mother says that she feels like Chantel does not protect him or does not take his side when it comes down to the family. And so Chantel was like, you know what? These are things that, Pedro and I are going to work on. And from now on, I'll work with Pedro with that. So the mother says, and the second thing that I feel about it, I feel like, the bitch, goes back and tells her family all her business. And so Chantel looks at Pedro again, not really addressing the mother and Nicole directly, but she looks at Pedro and she says, well, you know what, Pedro? What I'm going to do to improve on that is, yes, there was a time that I felt like I needed to go to my family because I felt like Pedro was not hearing me. And so I went to my family because I needed an ear. But I have now recognized that whether it's a hard talk or not, or whether it's difficult for me to do, then I need to have this conversation with Pedro. Pedro then says, you know what, and it's partly my fault because I didn't make myself available to my wife when she did have issues. And so the mother was like, you know what? No, you didn't do anything wrong, Pedro. And so Pedro was like, yes, I did. So the mother was like, no, you need to have control over the relationship. So Chantel was like, hold the hell up. I am a liberated woman. I am not going to let any man totally control the relationship that I am. And so, the mother says, you're not a mama's boy, you're a man. And so here Pedro is telling the mother and the sister that basically he wants to work this relationship out with his wife. And he's taking responsibility for his fault in this. But the mother wants to, say, well, you didn't do anything wrong. Yes, he did. It takes two of them to work on their relationship. But anyway, so after that, the mother, has an opinion about something. So Chantel said, you know what? Even though you are entitled to your opinion, but even though you're entitled to your opinion, you don't need to give it. So Pedro said, why would you say something like that to my mother? You're not trying to work on the relationship. She said, no, Pedro, I didn't say anything wrong. Interpret it for your damn mother. I need you to interpret it for your mother. So Pedro's like, he's not going to translate it. He's not going to interpret it. But then when he does, he tells his mother, Chantel said, if you got an opinion about anything, shut up. That is not what Chantel said. She said, when you have an opinion, you are entitled to your opinion. You just don't need to share it every time. So now, the mother is mad. She feels like she's been disrespected. She feels like Chantel is as ignorant as her family is. She said that, that Chantel, she believes that people deserve a second chance. But at some point, she's going to get to the point where she's not going to give her a second chance. You never gave her a first chance from the giddy up. When Chantel was sitting at dinner with Pedro when they were away for the weekend, she asked Pedro whether or not he was in cahoots with his mother and his sister on this scam to defraud her, for him to just marry her based on, him getting a green card and getting ahead in America and sending money back and forth. Pedro says, if my mother, if I was involved in such a scam, okay, then my mother and my sister would have greeted you at the airport. No, they silent partners. That doesn't mean anything. And Chantel's like, that makes sense. No, that doesn't make sense. It just means that your mother and your sister are silent partners behind everything. I know that some of the stuff that Obed said was out of being vindictive, allegedly, and malicious, allegedly. But you know what? Where there is smoke, there is fire. Obed had something, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. Obed had something. So they, she decides that she's not going to have this conversation with Nicole and Lydia because she doesn't believe that Nicole and Lydia are going to tell the truth anyway about what has happened. And so basically the conversation between Chantel and Lydia has now broken down. And so Lydia's like, she's disrespectful. She didn't have any respect for me and all this. And so then, they go move on to Nicole. Chantel gets up from the table and Nicole begins to tell Pedro, you know what? You have to think about your future. How can you have a baby with this girl when you have two families who are divided? And you need to think about that. You need to stay here. It's just problem after problem after problem after problem. And you need to stay here. The mother's like, you can stay for a week, 2 weeks, a month, or a year. Pedro, we want you to be home. Pedro has now, now has to let his family know that I have made a decision that I am going to stay with Chantel. Chantel, the mother was saying how, she's worried about Pedro when he's in the United States, and that, when he's living in Georgia with her, that he's not going to be treated correctly. And Chantel basically told him while she was twirling her noodles on her fork, she was like, let me tell you, you need to worry about your own business. You don't have any control over this relationship between Pedro and I. I took care of Pedro this weekend. So the mother was like, he's my son. And Chantel said, he is my man. He is my husband. Okay? She pulled the husband card out on the mother. And the mother was like, I was paralyzed. I said, I bet you are paralyzed because you did not see it coming. Thank you so much, Boo, for the super chat. She was paralyzed because she did not see it coming. She thought that Pedro was going to kick Chantel. Let me tell you sometimes, Mama, sometimes when see, Chantel can do some things for Pedro that you can't do, Mama. Now, I know you love him, and I know you raised him and all of that kind of stuff. But you know what? Pedro said she looking good. She smelling good. She giving it to me good. I done spent the weekend with her. I'm going back home. The mother was devastated. She said, I was paralyzed. I didn't think he was going to go to the United States. Pedro got up from that table with Chantel's arm in his arm, and he walked away from his mother and his sister. But not before Chantel confronted Nicole. She said, Nicole, if you love thank you so much for the super chat. She's like, if you love your mother so much, your brother so much, and y'all so close, why would you show the video of your brother? Why wouldn't you try to protect his secret? Nicole didn't have an answer for it because, see, Nicole said that she thought that after she showed Chantel that video, she wouldn't see her anymore. She said, I showed you the video because my brother wasn't cheating. I just showed it because he was dancing. That's all he was doing. She said, no, you showed the video because you was trying to break us up. And even Pedro interpreted that correctly because Pedro believed that she's trying to break them up as well. Pedro is not stupid to the game. He just got caught in the game. Now, Chantel confronted him about the business, and Pedro gave her a bull crap answer about it. I'm telling y'all, Pedro his hands ain't clean. There is something dirty in the milk. It's starting to curdle because Pedro's stories are flaky. They don't make sense. When you look at the whole thing, it just doesn't come together. Pedro, what I need you to do is do me a favor. Make this make sense. Are you or are you not in the scheme with your mother and your sister? When you got called to the carpet, now all of a sudden, Pedro, it ain't what it looked like it is. No, it is exactly what it looked like it is. Pedro is leaving. The mother and the sister clink glasses, but they were not successful. They were not successful in breaking up this relationship. You all do not forget that soon we're going to be looking at Family Chantel. I will be reviewing that as well. And like I said, if I was to give this episode a rating, I would give it a rating of a C. TLC, y'all didn't quite get it on this one. But the next episode that we're going to be looking at is the one with Nicole. Nicole has basically brought tickets for her to go out there to see Hassan. She gets Hassan on the phone and she got baby May. And Nicole is a hot purple head I thank you all for being here. It looks like it's about 603 people out here. I don't know if that number's right. Yeah, so that's about 1,200 of you all. I thank you all so much for being here tonight and for looking at this review. Unfortunately, I was looking. Thank you so much for the super chat. What you say, boo? Um, Gracias for the tea. What you say, boo? Good night, cousins. Love you. Thank you so much for the 9.99 super chat. But thank you all so much for being out here while I was doing this review. Of course, I've missed 90 Day the Other Way, so you'll be getting that review tomorrow, as well as Smothered. I'm going to try to do Smothered in the morning with you all over a cup of coffee, because that was a hot mess as well. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. And I love you all to pieces. Have a great rest of the week, and I will see you soon. Mwah. Bye. Thank you to my moderators and for everybody who super chatted tonight. Good night.